Previously on Morrowind, I continued my work for the Fighters Guild, recovering a book, collecting debt money, and hunting for a bounty. Despite me succeeding at every turn, Idis told me I was not skilled enough to continue working with her. I returned to the Imperial Perseus Mercius, who did have work for me, although much more difficult. I was to meet a buoyant armiger outside a place called Vas and slay the necromancers who dwelt within. We worked surprisingly well as a team. To the victor go the spoils. On my return, Perseus was pleased, but had excursion for me. He needed me to hunt an outlaw, one Nerevarine. Although I was able to defeat a few of his companions, Nera himself proved to be too much. Thank Mara I recovered that amulet. Not the first time I've had to flee this month. I'm sure it won't be the last.
Hello, and welcome back to some more Morrowind with Valdryn Selis. So, today I thought, because we'd been doing so much combat, that we would start out this episode doing some shopping. I know, it's exciting. I think we're due for an armor upgrade at this point. Plus our armor is kind of just hideously mismatched and it kind of bugs me. Also hoping maybe we can find some good enchantments. But yeah, we're just gonna shop around to start today. Weapon-wise, I don't think we're going to be able to find anything better than Dwarven right now, at least in the shops. Seems like they sell up to about steel quality when it comes to weapons, so don't think we're gonna be getting an upgrade there. I did find a Dwarven Claymore that has an enchantment on it. For some reason though, it deals a lot less damage. I have no idea why. It does fire damage on strike, but the overall damage is way less. It's weird. So I could buy these. They're both really cheap. One to heal and one for fatigue. We actually got one of those, but we could get another one. I think I'm gonna buy them. 14 gold. I'm not exactly breaking the bank to get them, so we can pretty much wear any type of armor right now. We've sort of been training in all of them. The reason I've stuck with light is because it doesn't weigh a lot. And with our carrying capacity being so terrible, it seemed smart. I am gonna still try to stay with light armor. Maybe once we get a couple more levels into strength, we can switch it up into something heavier. All right, so Balmora was kind of a bust, so I'm going to head to Addhiranirr, see what they have there. Well, Addhiranirr was a complete and total bust. Didn't find anything here. All right, so the plan is to go to Vivec and maybe poke around the shops there and see if we can find anything. And since we're gonna be going there anyways, I figured we would pick up the next set of orders from Caius.
I've thought it over, and I want you to interview 3 informants in Vivec City concerning the Nerevarine and the 6th house.
First, I want you to speak with Addhiranirr, a Khajiit Thieves Guild operative. Second, I want you to speak with Hulia, an Argonian in the Morag Tong. Finally, I want you to speak with Mera Milo, a Temple Priestess. Here, I've written the details down so you won't forget. Here are 200 drakes for bribes and other expenses. Tell me about the Khajiit. She's a Khajiit, thank you. You'll find her in the St. Olm's Canton in Vivec. Be careful what you say and use common sense. People in the cantons are suspicious of outsiders. You may have to win or purchase their confidence. What about the Argonian? You'll find him in Vivec at the Black Shalk Corner Club in the lower wasteworks of the Foreign Quarter. In addition to his other skills, Hulia is also known around Vivec City as a student of history and a lover of books and old things. And then Temple Priestess. Mera is a priestess who works in the libraries at the Hall of Wisdom and Justice. She's a friend, so be careful and don't get her in trouble. The temple is suspicious of outlanders and wouldn't be happy to find Mera talking to you about religious matters. She'll be easy to spot. Look for the priestess with the copper hair and copper eyes. But yeah, we're gonna head back to Vivec, do some shopping, look for some informants. Probably will be less combat in this episode, just by the nature of this mission and shopping. I don't know, maybe someone will attack us for trying to haggle them too much. Sir. Of course, go away. He's so annoying. All right, let's go to Vivec. Every time I come here, it just makes me wish we had the levitate spell. Speaking of, we should definitely level up soon. If I train speed a couple more times, I think we will. Alright, so the closest person we're supposed to speak with is the Argonian, Hulia, in the Foreign Quarter. So we will try to find him while we're shopping. I don't know, maybe I'm overestimating what armor merchants sell in this game. It doesn't seem very great so far, so maybe we can't get an upgrade. Black Shulk Corner Club. Here he is.
I simply wish to go to my friend's bookstore, but these troublesome fools are trying to threaten me. They hate my race, and I think they are spoiling for a fight.
Perhaps you can speak with them and persuade them to leave us alone. I warn you, say the wrong thing and they may attack us both.
Am I talking to you, Fetcher? No, I'm talking to the filthy lizard. So push off.
Go ahead, keep talking, and I'm gonna pop your head off and feed it to the filthy lizard. What are you, some kind of filthy lizard lover? You want to give your little friend a big kiss? Well, if he's interested, I guess. His kind aren't welcome here. He belongs in the swamp with the rest of them.
I'm not talking to you, mate. I'm talking to this here filthy lizard. So shut up, or I'll shut you up.
This rotting piece of trash ought to be chained up somewhere, not running around loose. Gotta love Morrowind. It's so pleasant. Hey, look, it's none of my business. Folks want to talk to a filthy lizard, it's their problem, not mine. Get out of here, and good riddance.
Quickly, Outlander. I haven't much time.
Alright. Thank you, Valdryn Selis. I will follow you to Jobash's rare books, and we will speak further there. Where's Jobash's? Okay. Yes, thank you very much. We should be free from distraction here. Now, I said I'd tell you about the Nerevarine Cult, so you can report back to Caius. I don't know any of the Sixth House cult, but I can tell you what I do know. Okay, tell me about both. To understand the Nerevarine Cult, you must understand the history of the Ashlanders. Nerevar means something very different to the Ashlanders from what he means to the Dunmer of the Great Houses. You should also know about the persecution of the Nerevarine and the legacy of the false incarnate. For the Nerevarine cult is at the heart of this ancient conflict between the nomadic Ashlanders and the settled Great House Dunmer. Here's a summary for Caius, but ask your questions and I'll answer in detail. What is the false incarnate? In the past, some have claimed to be the reincarnated Nerevar. The most recent is known as Peakstar, a figure of legend among the Waste tribes for the last 30 years. The temple says these false incarnates disprove the prophecies since the false incarnates fail and come to nothing, but the mystical Nerevarine cult glorifies rather than shrinks from contradictions, citing the appearance of the failed incarnates as certain proof of Nerevar's coming rebirth. Getting some deep lore here. Let's talk about the persecution. The temple treats the Nerevarine prophecies as heresy, and the temple imprisons and executes heretics unless prevented by imperial law. But since the cult is hostile to the Empire does not interfere when the temple persecutes the cult. Ashlanders hate the temple, and particularly the Ordinators, for their ruthless treatment of the Nerevarine cultists. When the Ashlanders joined Nerevar in the Battle of Red Mountain, he swore on his great ring, one clan under moon and star, to honor the ways of the spirits and rights of the land. But after the victory, Ashlanders say the power-hungry tribunal slew Nerevar in secret. Then, setting themselves up as gods, the tribunal and the great houses forgot Nerevar's promises to the tribes. Ashlanders say Nerevar will come again with his ring, cast down the false gods, and make good his promises to the tribes. In the first era, the nomadic Ashlanders and the settled Dunmer clans were much alike, but after the first council and the formation of the great houses, Ashlanders have been steadily forced into the poorest and most hostile lands. Now the nomadic tribes look to the prophesied return of Nerevar for a restoration of their ancient rights and religious traditions. Okay, and then what about the Sixth House? I've never heard of such a thing. House Dagoth was the Sixth House, but in the War of the First Council they betrayed the other great houses and were destroyed for their treason. But I've never heard of anyone worshipping them. Dagoth-Ur, the ancient head of House Dagoth, is the devil of the tribunal faith, but I've never heard of anyone worshipping him either. Thank you, Hulia, you've been most helpful. And you have some probes and lockpicks. Let's buy them. I didn't really do it justice, but you can start to see why people love Morrowind so much and the world building and the lore, because it's all super, super interesting stuff. Plus, the story has a certain vagueness to it where you're not really sure if what you're doing, if you're actually the chosen one at the very end of the main quest, spoiler alert, because it's so vague, where normally in a lot of RPGs, they just straight up tell you, hey, you're the chosen one, you've always been the chosen one, you know, go save the world. I've always really liked that about Oblivion 2. You're not actually the chosen one in that game at all. Martin Septim is. So that was kind of a nice subversion. Skyrim, you walk out the door and they're like, oh, you're the Dragonborn of legend. Okay. But yeah, Morrowind kind of, you're definitely supposed to be the chosen one, but I love how it kind of leaves it up to interpretation if you really are, or if you're just going through the steps that the chosen one, the Nerevarine, is supposed to do. This is also a 20-year-old game, so if you haven't beaten it yet, I don't know if you ever will. Okay, I'm going to go to the rooftop of the Foreign Quarter. There's a couple merchants up there. At this point, I'm not very confident that there will be anything good, but we have to look. I know there are more shops in Vivec in the other districts. I just don't know where exactly they are, especially like a armor merchant. And he's got crap. All right. Ooh, another equipment chest. Just what we needed. We burned through so many potions in Sargon. Okay, so this guy actually has like quite a bit of light armor. None of it is better than what we're using though. I don't know, I guess we just need to keep going into dungeons and hoping we find some hand-placed like Daedric or glass, or because I just can't find anything worth buying. This has been a kind of a waste. Glad we picked up that order from Caius, because then we would have, at least we're getting something out of this. I guess let's go find the next informant, whichever one's closer, I'm not sure. I don't understand how we didn't die from that, but I will take it. Yeah, we died from that though. I'm also kind of looking for a lockpick trainer, honestly, or something to increase speed. Like I said, I do want to level up really badly. We're 45 skill ups above what we need to actually level, so I think it would do us some good to advance. Okay, so St. Olms is our next destination. We need to find the Khajiit thief named Addhiranirr. Alright, she's somewhere in this sewer, along with a bunch of rats. Are you hostile? No? Alright. I feel like I'm always in the sewers, no matter what I do. Oh, this rat's hostile. Hello.
To greet you or eat you?
Please don't eat me. I traveled a very long way to find you. Great. So Caius says to you, speak with Addhiranirr, and you have done this thing. You are speaking with me. But I will not talk to you about the Nerevarine or the Sixth House cult. And because why? Because I am, at this very moment, very distracted by a nice census and excise agent who wants to speak with her. Who's that? You do not know this? They are the collectors of the Emperor's taxes and tariffs. And the Emperor has outlawed trade in many things like Dwemer artifacts and ebony. And a census and excise agent will enjoy being a pest about such things. For several reasons, this agent is not my favorite person. If you want me to help you, make the bad agent go away. Then she will tell you things. What kinds of things? Oh, this is the guy. That was easy. I'm looking for a friend of mine, a female Khajiit named Addhiranirr. Do you know where I can find her? Yes. She's a Khajiit. Do you know where I can find her? She took the gondola to the mainland. What a disappointment, but thank you for your time. I was just heading back to the mainland myself anyway, and maybe I'll run into her there. Yeah, I wouldn't count on it. I'm surprised he believed us. Our disposition with him was not very good.
Khajiit has nothing to say to you.
So, you are the one Addhiranirr must thanks for getting rid of the annoying agent. Indeed, I am very glad to see you and very happy to tell a friend of my good friend Caius all about the Sixth House Cult. I'm not going to say her name every time. I know nothing about the Nerevarine, but I am happy to tell you that too if it makes Caius happy. Ask away, friend Valdryn Selis. Yeah, tell me about the Sixth House Cult. This I know about because it is about smuggling. Some smart smugglers are suddenly too busy for their old clients because they have a new employer, the Sixth House, who pays very well. But what do they smuggle now? I don't know, because they are very secret, and this is odd because these smugglers are always loud and bragging, and now they hush up like fat-bellied kitties full of sweet meats. Smuggling. It is a big business. The Empire says we can't trade skooma, moon sugar, ebony, Dwemer artifacts, exotic Dunmer weapons and armor, and slaves, so smugglers trade these things. Smugglers also smuggle grief, Xian, and Sujama to avoid imperial tax. And now the Sixth House hires smugglers, though what they smuggle I cannot say. Can you tell me anything about the actual cult? I guess you already did. What about the Thieves Guild? It is just a social club. We like the finer things in life. Those who join this club, they must know how to get their finer things in life. We are like other guilds, so we get deals on training, on goods, and on services. The guild stewards, they know the finer things in life very well, and where to find them. I must tell you, though, there's a war between the Thieves Guild and the Kamana Tong. I am loyal to the guild, but I think maybe the Thieves Guild is losing this war. Okay. Yes, I know this Nerevarine Cult is just silly superstition, so you tell Caius this. Nobody in their right mind pays attention to this moon yowling, prophecies and ancient heroes reborn, and other silliness. Fuzzy tales for little kiddies. Alright, I guess that's all she has to say to us. Simple enough. Let's go speak with the Temple Priestess. I think she's over there. Now, how do we get over there without dying? Like that.
Yes, I'm Nerevarine.
Watch yourself. We'll have no trouble
Can I tell
here.
you about our collection?
Yes, I'm Mera Milo. Kai sent you? Follow me into the back of the library. We can talk there. Yeah, I was gonna say, are you actually gonna go, or? Go away. We're not doing anything suspicious in here, sir.
Oh, come on, leave me alone.
You told me to come here. Go ahead. I'm afraid I don't know anything about a Sixth House cult, but I can tell you about the Nerevarine Cult. The temple worships Nerevar as a saint and hero, but prophecies of his reincarnation are punished as a wicked heresy. The cult claims the tribunal are false gods, hence the temple's persecution. A group called the Dissident Priests disputes temple doctrine on the Nerevarine prophecies. The prescribed book, Progress of Truth, describes their beliefs. Get a copy of Progress of Truth for Caius. That will tell him things he needs to know about the cult. Tell me about the Dissident Priests. The Dissident Priests dispute temple doctrine and are outlawed and persecuted by the temple. Ordinators arrest and imprison heretics, and the Empire cannot interfere. Progress of Truth lists their beliefs. In brief, they challenge the purity and divinity of the tribunal, suggesting that their powers are sorcerous, not divine, and perhaps akin to the powers of Dagoth. They also condemn the arbitrary power of the Ordinators and accuse the temple hierarchy of self-interest and corruption. Yeah, I've been having messed up dreams. Know anything about that? That means nothing to me. Perhaps you wouldn't know, but the temple regards disturbing dreams as a sign of soul sickness, a sign that the mind is deranged by impure impulses and dangerous feelings. The Ashlanders have many superstitions about dreams, but they have superstitions about everything. Tell me about the book, Progress of Truth. This book lists the disputes of the dissident priests within the tribunal temple doctrines. The temple has outlawed the sale or possession of the book, so it will be hard to find. We have a copy here, but I fear I'm being watched by ordinators here. A safer plan would be to search local booksellers. Some booksellers ignore temple bans on outlawed books for profits or for principles. Yeah, a guy did follow you in here and bump into you. I do not care for temple politics, but I have read The Progress of Truth and it troubles me. I have friends, former priests, who have gone into hiding, so I am bound to come to the attention of the ordinators. I am careful, but I am afraid. I'm no secret agent like you or Caius. Sooner or later, I too must go into hiding if it is not too late. When you return to Caius, tell him I am worried and that if something goes wrong, I will leave a message under the agreed code word, Amaya. Caius is a dear friend. Like me, he admires the best traditions of the temple: charity for the poor, education for the ignorant, protection for the weak. He's a Westerner, but he has come to love our land and our people. But like me, he distrusts the arbitrary power of the Ordinators, and like the Dissident Priests, he suspects the temple is hiding something. He serves the Emperor, but he also loves Morrowind, and he sees the failing virtues of the temple as a threat to Morrowind's political stability. Ooh, it's a lot of reading. I think we just need to get that book, and then we can report into Caius. So maybe we should have done that one first, because I'm pretty sure Joe Basha sells the book, or at least knows where to get it. So I gotta walk all the way back there. Do you have the book, Mr. Joe Basha? You do, and you're ripping me off for it after I helped your friend. Why don't you like me? I saved your friend. All right, let's go report in. I tried to do some shopping here, and there's just nothing good. I don't know if you guys have any specific shops you can think of that have items that you think would help us. Let me know.
Did you speak with Nerevarine yet? Make sure you've gotten everything she can tell me about the 6th house and the Nerevarine Cult, then report back.
Are you here to discuss orders? Yes. I have your report, and I'll make copies of your note from Hulia and the Progress of Truth. Give me time to read and digest this. In the meantime, I'm promoting you to journeyman. You're doing good work. And here are 200 drakes. Go out and treat yourself to a nice pair of shoes. I've been looking. No one sells good shoes. And then go do some jobs for the guilds or other freelance work, just to keep your cover story current. Or get some training. Then when you're fit and rested, come back and I'll have new orders for you. I've been having disturbing dreams. You're worrying me, Valdryn Selis. You're not going loopy on me, are you? A word of advice. In Morrowind, if you have disturbing dreams, the temple says you're crazy, and they want to lock you up. And if you have disturbing dreams, and think they mean something, then the temple thinks you're a prophet or a witch, and they want to lock you up. So take my advice and keep a lid on it. So, Caius basically just gave us the go-ahead to keep doing some guild quests. Hopefully we can do some. I don't know. We've been struggling with the last couple ones. I think if we get Longblade up to 40, we'll be able to advance again, and then we should be able to maybe get a couple more jobs from Fire Eye. We will see. Gotta do something with all this money. It's burning a hole in my pocket, and I can't find anything else to spend it on.
Ah, welcome. What may I do for you?
Let's level up. Been quite a while, honestly. Oh boy. In your dream, a tall figure with the golden mask greeted you, saying, "There are many rooms in the house of the master. Be easy, for from the hands of your enemies I have delivered you." It seemed you had died, and you could see yourself laid upon a table lit by candles. But with your own hands you touched the figure, and the figure drew breath, opened eyes, and rose from the table. Then the room was gone, and the world filled with light, and you awoke. More dreams. Okay. Another one. You dreamed that a tall figure with a golden mask spoke to you, but you understood not a word. He smiled, and he seemed pleasant. But when he reached out to touch you, it terrified you, and you tried to escape, but you couldn't move. You tried to cry out, but you couldn't make a sound. The figure kept smiling and talking, but you felt sure he was trying to cast some sort of spell on you. When you woke, you couldn't recall how the dream ended. Please, I just want to level up. Alright, strength, speed, and agility. That is a good level up. We need to get endurance moving, but I will not say no to better agility. So we still have 3.5k left. I'm going to train Longblade up to 40 and see if we can rank up. It's getting real expensive. Alright, let's see if we can get promoted now.
You choose to share your time with me? You humble me.
Advancement. You are now Valdryn Selis the Protector. Oh yeah. Do you actually have new orders? Oh yeah, you do. Alof the Easterner has seen orc outlaws near his farm. I have a contract from Duke Dren himself to investigate the orcs at a Daedric ruin. That does not sound like an easy job. Duke Vidam Dren himself gave a contract to take care of this problem. Go to his farm northeast of Plagiad and just north of the Arvel plantation. Alof can tell you where the orcs are and what needs to be done. Oh, we should have trained from you. We get a way better deal. Let's go find that farm, I guess. Try to clear out a Daedric ruin full of orcs. Surely that can only end well. Said I would return Bargoth's ring. And you can't place items in this container. So, I don't know where to put it for Fargoth. I think his house is locked. It is. We will just put it right at his doorstep, so, you know, he'll see it. He'll see it. It's been at the back of my mind that we need to return that, so. Here we are. Alof's farm. It's kind of like, it's on the other side of the lake here. Like, if you see this map marker, you're super close to it. He is kind of out there, though. Does take a while to find him. Hello, Alof.
Are you here to challenge me? Ha! I don't think so.
Excuse me, I don't talk with people I don't like. Oh, well. Can you tell me anything about the orcs? The orcs come from what the local Dunmer call Ashunartes. It's a Daedric ruin northeast of here, and just west of an old Dunmer stronghold. I heard these orcs are led by the barbarian Burrub Gra Bamog. If you kill the leader, the rest of them might leave us farmers in peace. Alright, well. Now I gotta go find that. I will be back. Oh boy. Oh boy. This is not good. This is not good. This is not good. I'm dead. Okay, well apparently there's just like 2 of those guys. And I haven't saved, so I gotta walk all the way back over there again. Alright, I think I found the ruins, and I'm terrified. Not good, not good. They keep killing Chub Chub. And we're dead. There you go. I don't know what that thing is, but it terrifies me. Okay, fire elementals are pretty strong, apparently. Yes, use all of our potions before we even get into the ruin to deal with the orc. Chieftain. Smart. Vermai? Must be one of the mods that adds new monsters. Never seen it before. This is not going well already. Maybe I just try to avoid those guys. I really thought with 18 agility we'd stop getting knocked down. That is not the case. Alright, he just killed his own Nyxhound friend. That's fine by me. We are very quickly burning through the potions we just got. Okay. Now we just have to clear the Daedric Ruin. But to leave it on a cliffhanger, I am going to end it there for today. I don't know if I have it in me to clear this out right now. It was a very lore-heavy, me talking episode. Hopefully you're okay with that at this point. If you're watching this episode, you've made it this far. But yeah, thanks for watching and peace out.